So you're telling me that I may be able to see invisible energy with the Apple Vision Pro? Hello everyone, my name's Bruce Bradbury and welcome to the channel. Is that a good cookie? Without further ado, we're gonna get into this article that I found about the Apple Vision Pro that is coming out early 2024. Please leave a like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. It would help the channel out immensely. So the next Vision Pro could let you see invisible energy. What the heck does Alex Blake mean here in this article? Before it launched, there was a concern that the Apple's Vision Pro headset could struggle to find a strong killer app. Well, Apple may have found one, as a fresh patent from the company explains that future versions of the device could let you see the invisible energy that floats around you. The invisible energy that floats around you. Think electromagnetic radiation, like radio waves. No, we're not talking about some kind of new age mysticism. Instead, Apple is apparently working on letting the Vision Pro visualize things like electrical currents, radio signals, Wi-Fi output, and more. The ability could help engineers diagnose problems in your home, for example, or let you fix them yourself. Imagine the types of things that you could do just by actually being able to see electromagnetic radiation. What's very interesting about our eyesight, it is very constrained, right? Visible light is a form of electromagnetic radiation, but we can see just before ultraviolet and we can see up to infrared. Honeybees, for example, can see ultraviolet light, and them being able to see ultraviolet actually allows them to find nectar more easily. So, different animals have different ranges of electromagnetic spectrum that they can see. Breaking it down even more fundamentally to a scientific level, there are only 4 forces of nature: gravitational force, electromagnetic force, weak nuclear force, and strong nuclear force. So those are the only 4 forces that physics has told us exist in the universe.
If ghosts aren't real, then explain this.
Without getting too deep into the physics, because it's honestly above my pay grade, you can think of electromagnetism as encompassing a lot of different things. Radio waves, which are used to broadcast radio and television. Microwaves, which are used in cooking, radar, telephone, and other signals. Infrared, which transmits heat from the sun. Fires, radiators, think seeing heat, infrared. Visible light, the things that we see. Ultraviolet light, which is absorbed by the skin. It's used in fluorescent tubes, but not a form of light we can see. X-rays, which are used to view inside of bodies and objects. And then gamma rays, which are used in medicine. See, the length of the wave determines the type of electromagnetism. And just because we can only see visible light doesn't mean that those things don't exist. The fact that there's talk of this patent that will allow the Apple Vision Pro to interpret the data of maybe radio waves and then visualize it for me so that when I pop on the Apple Vision Pro headset, I can see radio waves. I can't physically see radio waves, but with this patent maybe being able to put on the goggles and being actually able to see forces of electromagnetism that I actually just can't see with my naked eye, which is a really interesting prospect. Okay, so aside from the repair work, Apple's patent details how headset wearers could get extra experiences with their device thanks to its ability to detect invisible signals. For example, Apple says that billboards, posters, or other print or screen media in the physical environment may actually emit non-visible light, such as infrared light, that can be detected and visualized. You can think of 3D movies only with a Vision Pro. So creating 3D movies out of the different depths of light, that's a very interesting concept and one I had never thought about. So how will it work? According to the patent, the Vision Pro could rely on a wide range of different sensors, from those that can detect touch or sound to those adept at picking up heart rates or radio waves. So practically, and another thing that I can show you, think of the James Webb telescope, right? Where we're getting these crazy photos. Now, these aren't actually things that we would be able to visibly see in the sky because the James Webb telescope is sensitive to gold-colored visible light to the mid-infrared at wavelengths ranging from 6 micrometers to 28.5 micrometers. Here we can see we've got the Hubble, we've got the James Webb, and we have the Spitzer Space Telescope. Well, the James Webb can see really far, and when you're looking really far, think of if you zoom your camera lens in, really far, you have a really, long telephoto camera lens, that atmosphere starts to get in the way of the picture. So when the James Webb Telescope is looking deep out into space, the image gets cluttered with space dust and rocks and all these things. So if the James Webb Telescope is only seeing an infrared light, i.e. heat, then it's only showing us heat signatures. That's why with, infrared goggles, we can see through objects. We can just see heat signatures. And that's essentially your thermal camera. It's seeing an infrared. Okay, so back to the article. Once a sensor has picked up an invisible signal, the device then obtains a depth map of the environment around you and looks for contextual objects near where the signal was detected. That might mean it looks for a Wi-Fi router. If internet signals are picked up, the headset would then display a visualization of the signal in the appropriate place, overlaid in augmented reality. Same thing with the James Webb Space Telescope, right? They're taking the data points from, seeing an infrared, and they're compiling it into a visualization of what it would look like with our eyes. Interestingly, Apple explains that these sensors don't necessarily need to be on the headset itself, but could be found on a connected device such as an Apple Watch or an iPhone. This would presumably offload some of the processing from the headset to another device, helping to keep the processing power and temperature at reasonable levels. The technology might not be limited to invisible signals, but could also include physical objects that are simply unseen by the headset wearer. Apple says this could include hidden objects such as objects with known locations that are obscured from view by other physical objects. This could be useful for navigation systems, for example, in Apple's long-rumored self-driving car. This is wild, and we're getting a little bit into Halo world here. We're gonna start seeing through walls. We can see visualizations of, crazy things happening around us. I'm super excited for this. Since this is just a patent, there's no clear way of knowing if this is ever gonna become a reality, or if it is gonna become a reality, how far away it is. I want us to pull out the iPad and actually look at the patent that was filed. Okay, patent looks like this. Visualization of non-visible phenomena. This was filed August 1st, 2023, so very fresh. We have the inventors, we have notice, filed, the abstract, which is what we're interested in. Implementations of the subject technology provide visualizations of non-visible features of a physical environment at the location of the non-visible features in the physical environment. The non-visible features may include wireless communication signals, sounds, airflow, gases, subsonic or ultrasonic waves, hidden objects, or the like. A device may store visual context for visualizations of particular non-visible features. The device may obtain a depth map that it allows the device to determine the location of the non-visible feature in the physical environment and to overlay the visualization on a user's view of that location. In this way, the non-visible feature can be visualized its correct location, orientation, direction, and/or strength in the physical environment. 20 claims, 7 drawing sheets. We're actually gonna see some drawings here. So here we actually have a diagram. I presume this is the Apple Vision Pro, which connects to your phone, right, is the intermediary of interpreting all the data for power efficiency, as we read in the article. Then it's connecting to the network. It is receiving data from these servers or wherever these data are coming from, and that's kind of how that works. All right, we've got the same diagram, same figure. Oh, yes, okay. Identify using sensor data from a sensor of a device a non-visible feature of a physical environment of the device. Obtain a depth map of at least a portion of the physical environment. Identify by the device a visual context for the non-visible feature. Display by the device and overlaid on a location in the physical environment corresponding to the non-visible feature of the physical environment, a visualization of the non-visible feature of the physical environment using the visual context, the depth map, and the sensor data. And that is because patents need to be very specific, and pretty wild that it was written like that. It would probably not get an A. Okay, so here we have different components: the storage, system memory, output device interface, network interface, input device interface, processors, and ROM. Okay, background. Extended reality technology aims to bridge a gap between virtual environments and a physical environment by providing an enhanced physical environment that is augmented with computer-generated content that is not part of the physical environment. As a result, the computer-generated content that is not part of the physical environment appears to be part of the physical environment as perceived by a user. Look at this. The patent has to be super, super specific, but I'm kind of excited because we aren't just displaying apps or windows or screens or whatever isn't actually there. This time we're actually displaying what is there in those waves of electromagnetic frequencies that we just can't perceive, which is super interesting to me. Now, just picture yourself. Imagine being able to see an ultraviolet light, or being able to see the radio waves that are passing through you all the time, or to be able to see an infrared. I mean, it'd be really, really, really cool. And if you all are interested in viewing this actual patent filing, I've got the link in the description of this video. Now, the article did say that this isn't going to be coming into the first Apple Vision Pro, but potentially, you know, second generation, third, fourth, fifth generation. You know, as the generations of the device come out, it's only gonna improve. I mean, what are we up to? Apple iPhone 17 now? I'm still on the 12, so these things come out so fast. They iterate like crazy. Anyway, everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate you tuning in and learning a little bit about the Apple Vision Pro. As I said, I am just so ecstatic waiting for this thing to come out. With all that said, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't left a like or subscribe, please do so now. There we go, I'm waiting. Awkward silence. Have you done it yet? Have you hit the like button? How about the subscribe? Okay, just had to leave that pause in there. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.